Hello Zimbabwe and welcome to Livetalk, The Connection, a platform where we discuss issues affecting young people. We are coming to you live from Studio 7 at the Voice of America in Washington. I am your host, Taboka Ngube. Tonight, we are looking at the alleged abduction and murder of opposition CCC activist Tapfumane Masaya, whose mutilated and decomposed body was found in Cleveland, Harare yesterday. Masaya was kidnapped by alleged intelligence agents and ZANU-PF supporters on Saturday while campaigning for a parliamentary by-election in Mavuku. We will also talk about the Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Mutenda, expelling 18 CCC legislators today, despite a High Court ruling minutes earlier stopping any further recalls by self-proclaimed CCC Secretary General Sengezo Chabangu. But first, let us take a look at what is happening in the Middle East. Eilat, the southernmost town in Israel, became one of the main hubs for evacuees from areas under rocket barrage from Gaza since the October 7 attacks. Now, the town has become the target of drone and missile attacks. VOA's Natasha Mokovaya reports.
When sirens warn of a rocket attack, residents of Eilat in southern Israel have about 30 seconds to get a shelter. But before a drone crashed into a school last week, there was no siren, just a whirring noise followed by an explosion. Twelve-year-old Gal Harari says most students had already left the building, with about 40 inside for after-school activities.
We were preparing in the past few days. We had a lot of drills, so the students knew what to do. We were lucky that nobody got hurt. It was a real miracle.
The drone, which Israel Defense Forces say came from Syria, damaged the building. There were no injuries. The Israeli resort city of Eilat was supposed to become a safe shelter for over 60,000 people evacuated from towns and villages in southern Israel that were under rocket attacks from Gaza. Yet this city became target for ballistic missiles fired by Houthi rebels from Yemen and also drones launched from Syria. One of those drones crashed into the elementary school building right behind me. Gal's mother, Sharon Harari, says she used to tell her daughter the school is the safest place because their family home doesn't have a shelter.
I really thought it was the safest place and that the girls need to go to the routine of studies alongside the war and continue their lives. But unfortunately, it didn't happen because there was no siren and no alert. And if this happened, anything could happen.
She says the conflict is taking its toll on the children.
Even when the kid is not physically hurt, he is psychologically hurt. And the kids here of all ages are scared. They don't sleep at night. They're afraid to go to the restroom by themselves. They're not going to play outside. Even though it looks pastoral with the sea and everything, it's all very pretty and we are trying hard. But we are scared, and if this happened, anything could happen.
Last week, the Israel Defense Forces said its long-range Arrow air defense system intercepted a surface-to-surface missile over the Red Sea, launched toward Eilat. The IDF did not say who was behind the missile, although Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels claimed firing ballistic missiles toward southern Israel. Doreen Ray's family is among the survivors of the October 7 attack on kibbutz Nir Oz by Hamas, a U.S.-designated terror organization. 1/4 of the community of 400 were among the victims. At least 20 people were killed and more than 70 kidnapped. She says Hamas was inside her family's home, but couldn't break into the fortified room where she, her husband, and their 3 kids were hiding, holding the door for 8 hours. The family evacuated to Eilat, which now is being targeted. For the surviving Nir Oz members, it will be years before they can return to their kibbutz if they decide to.
There is a plan that we go together to some place with buildings that it's very different from our life, just for 2 or 3 years. And in the end, we're supposed to come back to the kibbutz after they will fix everything and make it renew. I don't know if I come back. Actually, I want to say that I don't come back because my kids very scared. And also, me and my husband, we promised them all of their life, don't be scared. The soldiers is here. They work here very hard for us, and they will never let something happen.
On October 7th, she says, nobody came. Natasha Mozgovaya, VOA News, Eilat, Israel.
Thanks, Natasha, for that report. Back to our main topic, the United States Embassy in Zimbabwe issued a statement today condemning the murder of CCC activist Tapfumane Masaya, saying the United States is alarmed by the reported abduction and death of an opposition campaign worker in Zimbabwe. We call for a full investigation by the local authorities, peaceful preparations for the December by-election, and an end to political violence. Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, and Southern African Human Rights Defenders Network also issued a joint statement saying the Zimbabwean authorities must immediately address the escalating cases of abductions, arbitrary detention, torture, and killing of parliament members, opposition political activists, and human rights defenders. This, as a somber atmosphere engulfed the Mapfuku Tafara community today following yesterday's grisly discovery of the decomposed body of Masaya, a respected member of the community and bishop who was abducted on Saturday while conducting a door-to-door campaign for his party candidate in the December 9 parliamentary by-elections. Munyaradze Fabian kufa akutizim. CCC officials say Masaya, a church leader in Mapfuku Tafara, was killed with sharp weapons, likely machetes, judging from the deep cuts discovered all over his body. Munyaradze Fabian kufa akutizwi, the Mapfuku Tafara candidate in the December 9 by-election, who was recalled by self-proclaimed CCC Interim Secretary General Sengezo Chabangu, says the community is in shock.
Some people are heartless. Unouraya munhu kunge huku kubata kunoponda. Bozi suse mwana ataita handifungi kuti munhu iye paakanopambwa handifungi kuti akatora kana ma hours. I think wakatomuuraya within the 5 hours vanenge vanga vapedza naye. Bozi state yanga ari, even the report yandakanzwa vachishanjira vakadzika vakabata mabhemba. Vanhu vakaine mabhatasitiki nemabhemba. Bozi vakachekwa miri vese. So some people are so heartless, and kana kuti zvinzwisise kuti chii chiri kuitika kuti ingave nyika here yekuti ingaurayirana nenyaya yeposition.
Mourners have gathered in Mapfuku to stand with the family of the late pastor, with CCC activists vowing to continue the fight for democracy. Activist Mambokadze Fumokazi says they will not be intimidated.
Apa tikona kuti election kwatiri kuenda, election izere kuchishidzirana. Kana inini izvozvo sokutotara kwandiri kuita pano, ndiri kutonzwa kutya nekuti tinoramba tichingodzi ticharohwa, tichatorwa. Mune kuchisidzirana kuda kudzorera vanhu mumashure. Asi chandinoziva ndechekuti vangatore havo inini, asi muno Mabvuku election yatapfuura, president wedu vachamisa vakaona 20,000 something votes.
In other news, Speaker of Parliament Jacob Mudenda expelled 18 CCC legislators today, despite a High Court ruling minutes earlier stopping any further recalls by self-proclaimed CCC Secretary General Sengezo Chabangu. The ousted lawmakers include 5 senators and 13 members of the National Assembly. One of them is CCC Chief Whip Amos Chibaya, who spoke to Studio 7.
Speaker, members a CCC, asirigani mberi chitinas, tati ku court ne application ne interdict yokumisa speaker kutwasa recall ma MPs kauti nengo ze parliament ze CCC chikonzero chiri chokuti nyaya yedu iri pakati pematare edzimhosva yekuona kuti takakukwidza kuti anonzi changu kuti triple hatidi hatimuzivi. Saka interdict anga rekuti iyo vanofanira kumisa speaker, senate president kuti muchazoita marecalls kana nyaya yapera kupi kudare reparliament, kudare recourt.
Kwa rekodi wa vanhu vangani?
Tsano vangani zve vari kunomination assembly 13.
Kuti paiuka iri full sentence.
Kana pane vasara muri kuona kunge kusarudza kurikola vanhu vari kusarudza sei, vari kusarudza vanhu vakaita sei vari targeto.
I think regai ndinyatso kutsanangura zviri clear so that munyatso capture zvanaka what happened today.
That was recalled opposition Triple C Chief Whip Amos Chibaya. Please stay tuned as we take a brief break.
In times of change, when the world seems uncertain and what we hear doesn't reflect what we see, we seek the truth. When we are told only part of the story, we lose trust. In moments of crisis, our dreams, hopes, and wishes for a better tomorrow depends on a free press. At Voice of America, we bring you the stories that people take risks to see. We connect the world and unite it with truth. At Voice of America, we show you the whole picture.
For those that have just joined us, we are streaming live on our Facebook pages VOA Shona, VOA Studio 7, and VOA Ndebele. We are also live on YouTube, VOA Zimbabwe. For now, we are joined by our guests, Moses Langa, the ZANU-PF Youth Chairman for Matabeleland South, Pasho Raphael Sibanda, the recalled opposition Triple C MP for Cowdrey Park, and now a parliamentary candidate. And we are also hoping to have Mr. Kalipani Pugeni as well. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. Yeah, qale ngawe laphana Pasho la ngenkathazo lezo sesibona omunye wena sesitshiya laphana eMabvuku.
Ubuhlungu simadolo nzima kubi ngoba izwendele leZimbabwe sikhotshelwa ngobhinya inyamazana okokuthi sokubulalisa ukuphikisana nohulumende. So isizwe zethu zibuhlungu, imoya iphansi, kasila ntokozo, kasila vuyo ngesehlakalo sokuthi uBishop Tafumanei ayezithola esebhubhile on account of politics. So kubuhlungu sibili, asina ntokozo, asina vuyo, ike ngakusho.
Ngiyabonga. Siyakwamukela kuhlelo Moses laphana uyamuzwa laphana uhle wangena ngokuthi hayi lina abebandla elikhokhelayo yini elilesandla laphana, ukubona njani wena laphana?
Kuba nzima ukubana nxa umuntu evele cabanga ukuthi ibandla lethu leZANU-PF libandla elilwayo elilodlame, and I know our president Dr. Eilat has always preached peace, and us as our leaders around the country were practicing peace. The issue of violence or anything that might be done in Zimbabwe, amaphoyisa wona vele sathendile avela nje ngiyakwazi vele perpetrators of violence now kuvele khona ezabanja, and I know that is out of this.
Ngiyabonga Moses. Pasho sibiyele kuwe laphana sibone amanye omunye wenu njalo ungadziwore hlangana lodubo olufanayo nje kusikhathi esedluleyo, kodwa kwaba kuhle ukuthi akasafanga njengebandla. Kuyini elikhayelelo ukuthi libe likwenza ukuthi livikele amanye amalunga enu?
ngiyabonga umbuzo omuhle kodwa ukuthi abantu bakithi bekuzwisise ukuthi ukuthunjwa kwabantu ukuthoshwa kwabantu esilwa nabo laba kupolitiki abakuqalanga lo nyaka uzakhumbula ukuthi ngama-80 saba le-Zimbabwe uzakhumbula ukuthi ngo-2008 saba le-violence eyikhuluma ukuthi long sleeve short sleeve uzakhumbula njalo ukuthi mina lo mfasho Rafael wakusibanda okhulumayo ngo-2019 my house was raised counterparty ubaba wami wabhakshwa wachiya emangcwabeni eluseze saba lama-abductions amaningi so the pattern is the same and okubuhlungu ukuthi abantu abathumba abantu siyabazi sibabona laphana kodwa kababoshwa ukuthi thina senzani njenge-Citizens Coalition for Change laba abantu babathagisa nge-CPC kuphela kodwa laba abantu bathagise amaZimbabwe why sithi bathagise amaZimbabwe lo mfowethu osishileyo emavuku uBishop Tafumanei ufe ngemva kokubana kulontshe i-campaign by-election which came as a result of illegal recall eyabangelwayo okungekho emthethweni. So this is an attack not only to our party but to the general public ukuthi kungani sokusesabisa ukuthi abantu bengene enkundleni kancintisana. So in my view nxa ngingakubeka ngesikhiwa esiphendukile kusikhathi sombhuqazo weGugurawundi ukuthi wakusesabisa ukuphikisana lelilikahle. So kungumlando kithi osopolitika kakhulukazi ku-Citizens Coalition for Change ekhokhelwa ngu-Advocate Nelson Chamisa nakuma-Zimbabweans wonke abona kufanele ukuthi siphume embusweni lowenzano oyinotho wabulala ilizwe wachiya abantu bakithi ngalokho.
Ngiyabonga laphana. Moses, coming back to you, siyamuzwa laphana esithi yena hachi kukhanya ngani sekusiba nzima elizweni ukuthi kube la baba lemibono ephikisana lebandla elibusayo. Wena ukubona njani laphana kanye lokuthi nje uphendule akuchileyo ubona njani?
One thing omele sinanzele thina njengabatha njengabantu engikwazi baqeqeshile bahambe isikole ukubana i-Zimbabwe government has managed to hold elections since 1980 bethatha uzivuse after ngemva kokuncindezelwa ngabamhlophe laba kubana singazivusi thina njengabantu abansundu and akuzayo kuthiwe ama-opposition parties ayablockwa to contest any election and whether they form whatever happens the government will always allow open space for people to campaign freely and do whatever they want. This space in Zimbabwe for all. And the government in Zimbabwe always said, peace begins with me, peace begins with all of us. And for him to include issues to do with Gugurawundi or anything is above board because I know there's a reconciliation commission which is doing that. So I cannot comment further on that one because those allegations that he has and I can't comment on them.
Yes, siyabonga Moses. Pasha laphana sike sezwa when ukhuluma laphana you also mentioned recalls and we understand there are 18 people from your party that have been recalled today. How do you view this?
This is an attack on Democrats. Where else in the world have we ever seen democratically elected MPs being dismissed through a layer? Bavotelwa ngabantu kodwa sesikhishwa ngencwadi. Sikhishwa ngencwadi eyomuntu ozithi yena uyilunga le-Citizens Coalition for Change. Ingamazi engaziwa ngabantu. Lokho kutshengisa ukuthi eZimbabwe ama-institutions kawahlonitshwa. Kutshengisa ukuthi iparliament kayihlonitshwa. Kutshengisa ukuthi i-justice system kayikho. Kutshengisa ukuthi democracy kayikho because I can find during this platform where else in the world have you ever seen abantu abakhishwe parliament behlale gates? Where else have you ever seen ama-councillors akhishwe counseling behlale 39 days. Lokho ngiyakuzela ngiyaphinda izanu PF isifuna ukuthi izweni kungabe kusaba lelinye ibandla eliswayo kumbe kungabe kusaba nabanye abantu abakulembono etshiyeneyo. So if you repeat, this is the modernized approach. This is the modernized attack on democracy to the people of Zimbabwe. It's painful ngikhuluma ngendaba yama-reforms njengoba ngikhuluma iZANU-PF government ifuna ukuspenda $5 million kuma-by-elections. Why would they spend $5 million kuma-by-elections ezibhedlela kungela nithi imigwaqo ifile kungela nto esebenzayo amathisha ehola imali engadingiyo lamasource kodwa bafuna ukuthi befund i-by-election? It shows ukuthi uhulumende esilayo akaqakathekisi impilo zabantu, uphatha abantu beZimbabwe yedwa. So ibuhlungu ngoba imali yama-taxpayers, imali yabantu esetshenzwa eZimbabwe iyakulokhu isetshenziswa kuma-elections, ngoba sonke siyazi ukuthi ama-records lawa vele kahala ngqondo kwakungamelanga ale khona. Yike ngakutsho mayelana ngendaba yama-records ngizwile ukuthi namuhla the imposter attempted to recall a further 13 members of parliament loba nje sizama ukuthi sikumise emakhoti kodwa akumelanga vele kuze ufike khona.
Ngiyabonga laphana kodwa ungakayikhathana laphana uthe abebandla leZANU-PF yibo abayenza lokho, kodwa bona ngaphambilini nje bake bakuyala besithi ngokwamdeni besithi indaba yomdeni lapho leyi ebandla le-CCC. Ungafuna ukuthi usichazisele yini lapho? Besike sazama ukuthi sibambe ubaba uPhugeni uthi la ebe phakathi lapha asazi ukuthi sizakwenelisa ukuthi simbambe na, kodwa okakhathesi ungasichazisela ukuthi kungaba indaba yomdeni yini kumbe hathi lokho kulesandla esiphakathi?
Ngiyabonga, asingeke sithi ngiyangikhaya kumbe ngiyomdeni ngani ngoba ubaba womuzi webandla le-CCC waDokenelson Shamisa ukubeka uphumele egcekeni njengamadolo embuzi ukuthi lo muntu ozithi ngu-SG ozithi ngunobhala jikelele we-CCC kasimanga. Not only that, okwesibili ebanjeni le-Citizens Coalition for Change esalisungula ngomnyaka owedlulileyo kasila sikhundla okuthiwa ngu-Secretary General. Kasila nto enjalo. Kufanana nokuthi umuntu abuye sithi yena ungu-Form 6 e-primary school. Kasila sikhundla esinjalo. Saziwa yilabo abavumela ukuthi ama-records angikhona abe khona. Yikho libona ukuthi uSpeaker wayesithi yena wakho umsebenzi uyamukela incwadi bala kuphela. Kodwa sonke siyazi ukuthi uSpeaker lilunga lebandla leZANU-PF. Yikho ke lapho sixoxana labo khona thina ukuthi siyalicela thina ukuthi kowethu umuzi ngasila sikhundla esinje, kodwa lina lithi umuntu olesikhundla esinje uvela kweleni bani. So it's only in Zimbabwe where mediocre, where craziness is allowed to take place at the expense of taxpayers' money, and we can't and we will not allow that.
Ngiyabonga sesenelisa ukuthi sibambe ubaba uPhugeni. Khaliphani Phugeni is the spokesperson for Sengezo Chabangu, who is the self-proclaimed Secretary General for CCC. Baba Phugeni, siyalamukela kuhlelo.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu mfana.
Uthe ungena lapha kuhlelo uPhasho bekhuluma lapha esithi hathi bona abavumelani lalikwenza ngoba uthi yena kuyafana nje lokuthi umntwana ukuthi esikolo seprimary kube lo muntu ongena lapha nesithi yena uyenza uForm 6 uthi hathi isikhundla esithiwa ngesika baba uChabangu asikho laphana kubandla. Njalo siyabona lapho ukuthi namhlanje kulabanye abantu abayi-18 elibaxoxisileyo laphana. Ungenelisa ukuthi ungene laphana sichazele ukuthi are you going to continue with these recalls or this is the end of it? Where are we going?
manje msakazi ngizoba le nkinga uyakhumbula last time ngilana ngakutshela ukuthi mina ngithinyiwe bo ngihlale kuma-meetings angithi kodwa ngathinywa with the street word wokuthi hayi malokhe bethi ngizithi mina hayi ungabongirepresenta kulawo ma-platforms manje ngingena uyatsho futhi ukuthi oziphi so kuzoba nzima ukuthi ngimnele yena ethile ukuthi ma bemchothoza ngaleyo ndlela hayi ngingabi yi-part of it akafuni ukuthi ngimnele so kuzoba nzima-ke ukuthi ngimnele ngiphendule yonke le mbuzo ngoba ngingena ngokuthi ngikhulumela umnumzana kuShabangu ozithi ungu-SG and yena uthi hayi wahamba enkantolo besithi akuyena u-SG inkantolo yasuke yachitha so kuzoba nzima ukuthi ngiqhubeke ma abantu bembonisa ngaleyo ndlela ukuthi bona sebethethe ihlangothi kanti kumele ukuthi ngabe banyisana.
Ngiyakuzwa laphana baba Phugeni. Sikhangele udaba oluphume namhlanje eHigh Court lapha bathi khona benelisa ukuthi bamise ukuxoxa kwamalunga e-CCC. Kutshoni khonokho kusikhundla sikababa uChabangu?
Angikwazi phela msakazi ngiyafisa ukuyiphendula yonke le mbuzo kodwa kumele ulungise phela ngoba angithi njengoba usenza kanje lokhu kuyaphuma ebulenjini namhlanje ebusuku kuzobe kulalele khona lokhu baba uChabangu bese ngathi mina sengisenzokwami kanti vele into engiyenzayo yona yamanti ngithunyiwe uma umntwana ethunyiwe uyatshelwa umntwana ukuthi hamba uzohamba kunje kungenza kanje hayi wena wenze kanje so kuzoba nzima sibili ukuthi ngiqhubeke ngenkulumo malithi olimbiza ukuthi ozibiza ngoba mina uzothi manje sibethi nabe ngitheni kwele ngithe mabe ngichothoza ngaleyo ndlela hayi ungangikhulumela angifuni ukuba yi-part of it bese ngisithini.
Hayi siyabonga baba Phugeni. Coming back to you Moses, you heard the partial speaking about the recalls. Your reaction to his comments?
I wish I was number one the spokesperson of the party or parliament, but I need to connect with all abantu. So but then I wish mina sheyo angathikisa unkosi athi asiyomdeni but ngibuka ngale into yarikhonayo ngomuntu owesiphethe and wona inkanzi ngabantu abaprove ukuthi asiphethe. So mina ngifeza comment on it ngilimela ngiphinthile njengathi ukuyikhulumela kwami njengoMoses Langa ayikhona njengomlezi wabasha eSouth Masawa ngikhuluma njengoMoses Langa ngibona bazenzile bazenzani ukuthi abangune ngathi nabami ngathi kunzima for me to comment ikona is it right or wrong what the report take place in parliament ikubona kwawo but ngivuyela ekuthini yena uthi kona government is prioritizing ama-parliamentary no government is prioritizing bigger projects around ilizwe leZimbabwe. There are many things why Zimbabwe no campaign for such siyawubona nje kodwa ngafuna ukukhuluma ngakho. A lot of things ezideke emakhaya ziyazama uhulumende zama-trade RCC zama-trade DDF ukubona ingakuli trade khona imoda azakhona ukuhamba yebo yebo kusila yenze but the government is committed to make this country a better place for everyone and also the vision to the government America
ngiyabonga laphana Moses. Ngiyabonga. Sorry gentlemen, we are out of time and thank you all for joining us. That brings us to the end of our show. Signing off in Washington, I am Thabo Kancube.